One punch, one admission, and suddenly, a Wrexham legend is talking about walking away from football and stepping into the ring. Alright, Wrexham fans, if you love the Red Dragons like I do, hit that subscribe button right now and let's dive into this. Because what James McClean's just revealed is bigger than anyone expected. James McClean has admitted he punched a Cardiff City fan in self-defence before that Carabao Cup match at the Racecourse ground back in October. And now, he's hinting at something that'll shock every Wrexham supporter. He's losing his love for football and he wants to try boxing instead. Let that sink in for a second. James McClean, one of the most experienced players in Wrexham's squad, a former Republic of Ireland international with 103 caps, a man who's been through the trenches of English football for over a decade. He's admitting that the last few months at Wrexham haven't been enjoyable, that not playing regularly has killed his passion for the game, and that he's seriously considering a dramatic career change. This isn't just about one player's frustration. This is about what happens when a club rises through the divisions too quickly, when Hollywood glamour meets harsh football reality, when a loyal servant who helped deliver back-to-back promotions suddenly finds himself on the outside looking in. McClean's been posting boxing workouts on Instagram for months. He's been channeling his frustration into punch bags instead of throwing his toys out the pram like he used to. He even walked out with boxer McElhenney at a major fight night in Dublin back in September, experiencing that electric atmosphere. And now, he's saying it out loud. He prefers boxing for football. The game he's played his entire adult life. He's fallen out of love with it. But to understand how we got here, we need to go back. James McClean signed for Wrexham in August 2023 from Wigan Athletic. At the time, it felt like a brilliant bit of business. An experienced winger with Premier League pedigree, international caps, and the kind of character that Phil Parkinson values. McClean was exactly what Wrexham needed as they prepared for League Two. He wasn't just a footballer, he was a warrior. Someone who'd been through the battles, who understood what it takes to win promotion, who could mentor younger players. And in that first season, 2023-24, McClean was brilliant. He played a key role as Wrexham stormed to the League Two title. Back-to-back promotions, from non-league to League One in consecutive seasons. The Hollywood fairy tale was continuing. But then came this season, the Championship, the second tier of English football, one of the most competitive leagues in world football. And suddenly, everything changed. Phil Parkinson's had to upgrade the squad. Club record signings like Kiefer Moore for £7.5 million, Nathan Broadhead for similar money. Young, hungry players who can handle the physical demands of the Championship week in, week out. And McClean, at 36 years old, he's struggled for game time. He's made appearances, sure, but consistent starts, they've dried up. And for a player who's never dealt well with being on the bench, that's been killing him inside. In the interview with Westlife's Nicky Byrne, McClean was brutally honest. I'll be honest, I've really enjoyed it at Wrexham up until the last 2 or 3 months. It's not been ideal. I've not been playing as much as I'd like, which is never a good thing. You want to be playing and you want to be in the mix. You can hear the pain in those words. This is a man who's given everything to the game, who's dealt with horrific abuse throughout his career because of his stance on the poppy, who's received death threats, whose wife feared he'd be shot dead live on TV, all because he refused to compromise his principles. And now, after all that, he's sitting on the bench at Wrexham watching younger players take his spot. The frustration must be unbearable. But here's where it gets really interesting. McClean has found an outlet for that frustration, not in throwing tantrums or causing problems in the dressing room, but in boxing. He said, "When you're younger, you do daft stuff, and you don't really handle situations maybe as maturely as you do as you get older. Nowadays, I just channel that frustration and annoyance and do my training. I just channel that frustration into the punch bag and it seems to blow off a bit of steam." The punch bag. That's where McClean's been spending his time. Working out his anger, his disappointment, his sense of being cast aside after helping deliver the promotions that got Wrexham to this level in the first place. And then came that October night at the racecourse ground. Cardiff City visiting for the Carabao Cup, McClean arriving at the players' car park, and 4 Cardiff fans waiting for him. What happened next, McClean's now admitted publicly. He was approached by 4 individuals, subjected to verbal abuse, and then, in his words, it escalated. McClean's statement to TalkSport was chilling. "I'm in my workplace, and I feel like I should never feel threatened in that workplace. I wasn't going to wait for him to take the first swing. So I did." One punch. Self-defense, according to McClean. The Cardiff Fun on the receiving end. And North Wales Police confirming they received no official reports about the incident. But this wasn't just about one confrontation in a car park. This was years of built-up anger finally exploding. Years of abuse. Years of being targeted for his political stance. Years of having to explain himself over and over again. And now, years of frustration at not playing regularly. He uses that abuse as motivation during matches. He said as much. You can either sink or swim. You can use that as motivation or you can sink under it. So, I use it for motivation. But what happens when you're not even getting on the pitch? When all that anger and frustration has nowhere to go? When the outlet you've used your entire career, playing football, proving people wrong, using the hate as fuel, is taken away from you? That's when you start throwing punches in car parks. That's when you start posting boxing workouts on Instagram. That's when you start seriously considering a career change. Here's the part that changes everything. McClean is not just casually interested in boxing. He's genuinely good at it. The workouts he posts show proper technique, proper conditioning. And that experience walking out with McElhenney in Dublin, that wasn't just a celebrity appearance. That was McClean getting a taste of what could come next. Could anyone have prevented this? Could Phil Parkinson have managed McClean's transition to a squad role better? Could Wrexham have communicated more clearly about his reduced playing time? Maybe. But this is the harsh reality of professional football. When a club's ambition is to keep climbing, sentiment doesn't matter. Age doesn't care about loyalty. And 36-year-old wingers in the Championship, no matter how much character they have, get replaced by younger, faster models.
The reaction to McClean's revelations has been mixed. Some Wrexham supporters are sympathetic. They remember what he did for the club, how he helped deliver those promotions, how he's been a warrior on and off the pitch. Others are more pragmatic. They understand that football's ruthless, that Phil Parkinson has to pick the team that gives Wrexham the best chance of staying in the Championship. And if that means McClean's on the bench, so be it. On social media, the debate's been intense. Some fans are saying, McClean's earned the right to start. Others are countering, he's 36. The Championship's too fast for him now. Move on. The Cardiff punch has divided opinion too. Some see it as self-defense, exactly as McClean described. Others think it's reckless, especially given his history of controversy. What if it had been caught on camera? What if police had pressed charges? What would that have meant for Wrexham? Phil Parkinson hasn't publicly commented on McClean's boxing ambitions or the admission about punching a fan. He's a savvy manager who knows when to stay quiet. But privately, you have to wonder what conversations are happening behind closed doors. The media's picked up on it massively. The story's got everything. Hollywood-owned club, controversial player, physical confrontation, career change hints. It's catnip for sports journalists. What does this mean for Wrexham, for McClean, for the dressing room culture Phil Parkinson's trying to build? Short term, probably not much changes. McClean's still under contract. He'll still be part of the squad. He'll still get minutes when Parkinson needs experience or fresh legs late in matches. But long term, this feels like the beginning of the end. When a player admits he's falling out of love with football, that he prefers boxing, that the last few months haven't been enjoyable, that's not someone planning to extend his contract. McClean's 36 now. By the end of this season, he'll be 37. If Wrexham stay in the Championship or even push for the Premier League, there's no way he's part of those plans. He knows it, Parkinson knows it, everyone knows it. The boxing thing, That could genuinely happen. McClean's shown he's got the discipline for it, the training, the mindset, and he's got a story that would sell fights. The controversial footballer who walked away to step into the ring. For Wrexham, this is a reminder that success comes with casualties. That when you rise through the divisions, not everyone makes the journey with you. Players who were heroes in League Two become squad players in the Championship. It's brutal, but it's reality. At the end of the day, this is what the Wrexham story's really about. Not just the Hollywood glamour and the Netflix documentary, but the human cost of ambition. The players who give everything to deliver promotions, only to find themselves surplus of requirements when the club reaches the level they fought to get to. James McClean helped build this. He was there in the battles. He wore the shirt with pride. And now he's being phased out because football's ruthless and age catches everyone. Maybe boxing is his future. Maybe it's just a way to channel frustration. But one thing's certain, James McClean is not going quietly. He never has, and he never will. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should Wrexham give McClean more game time? Or is it time to move on? Hit like if you're backing him no matter what. And I'll see you in the next one. Come on, you Reds!